Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. My name is Captain Miles Dinning. I'd like to welcome you aboard Allegiant Airlines Flight 1300 with service from Cincinnati, Northern Kentucky Airport, down to Orlando, Stanford. We are flying in the Airbus A320 today. This is actually the new Allegiant livery. I don't know if it's out on any of the actual airplanes yet, but I thought I'd fly it a bit early. So this is the new Allegiant livery. You can see that the coloring is a bit different. It's airplanes are a bit more white up at the front instead of kind of the off-white color that it was. And then you can see that the tail design is also a bit different, extending the blue out further with some more colors. And we are also flying an Airbus A320 today with the Sharklets. So we do have these Sharklets aboard the aircraft today. You can see that they are also beautifully colored. So we're going to go ahead and jump in the flight deck, set up the MCDU, and get underway to Orlando. And ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to welcome you to the flight deck of this Airbus A320 aircraft. That's just your standard A320. Nothing too special about it today. We're going to go ahead and start getting things set up. We're going to use the built-in checklist. Just go ahead and turn that on and run the pre-flight. Or the cockpit preparation
Okay, let's start with the cockpit preparation checklist.
Engine master,
Both off.
engine mode selector,
Check normal.
parking brake,
Off.
thrust levers,
Idle.
ECAM recall,
Checked.
anti-skid,
On.
emergency lights,
Checked and armed.
no smoking signs,
On.
air condition,
Checked.
ventilation panel,
Is checked.
fuel pumps,
Go ahead and turn the fuel pumps
Set on.
ADIRS.
on.
Checked.
Checklist complete.
Okay, the route that we're taking today is the Kinlan 4 to Hotel Yankee Kilo, then Victor X-Ray Victor over to Oscar Delta Foxtrot, then to Tango Alpha Yankee, over to Oscar Charlie Foxtrot, taking Victor 159 down to Lisi, and then on to Orlando thereafter. So I'm going to go ahead and get the FMC set up, or MCDU rather. So verify that our nav data is correct, 1704, most up to date from Navigraph. So we're going to be flying from Kilo Charlie Victor Golf down to Sierra Foxtrot Bravo. Our alternate airport today, it's going to be Miami, so Kilo Mike India Alpha. Whoops. Our flight number is going to be Allegiant 1300. Pop that in there. There we go. Cost index 27 today, and we're going to be cruising at flight level 350. So block fuel today, we have 8.6 loaded up. We'll calculate all of that. There we go. We now go over to the flight plan page. Current Kentucky, or Cincinnati wind rather, is 180 at 12, and I believe that they have yeah, so we'll take 18 left out of here today. So 18 left, and we're gonna be again on the Kinlan 4. Kinlan 4 and the Hotel Yankee Kilo transition. We can see our top of climb right there. I'm not sure if that's gonna stay there, but go ahead and put in the rest of our waypoints. So over to ODF, and then TAY, OCF, and then we'll jump on Victor 159 over Victor 159, not a jet airway. Victor 159 to Lisi. And then Orlando, Stanford right now, wind is 090 at 14. So we can plan for, let's see here, I'm going to open up a chart. We can plan for, looks like 9er left. Perfect. And again, we're not taking any star in today. We have our route loaded in. Go over to the preference initialization page. You can plan for a flaps 1 departure. Loads in our V speed. So V1 is going to be 137, VR is going to be 140, and V2 is going to be 141. Very good. I'll go ahead and give the departure brief. So we're going to be doing a standard gate pushback departure, pushing tail right today, so we can taxi out here to the end of 18 left. I'm going to be the pilot in command this flight. Once we are taken off, if we do encounter any emergencies that we do need to abort for, I will call reject. We'll follow standard reject actions up to V1. Anything between 80 knots and V1, I will just reject if it is engine fire, engine failure, or anything does not get the airplane up into the air. If we have a failure after V1, I will commit to takeoff, and we will figure the emergency out once we're in the air. We're going to be taking a standard instrument departure today. It's the Kinlan 4, so we'll take that out of here. Looks like it's just a straight out departure. I'm not sure about altitude restrictions. I'll brief the chart here after the departure briefing. We'll climb right up to 350. Go ahead and set that into the MCP. Yeah, so departure brief complete. Any questions? None. Okay, great. So I'm going to go ahead and also brief the departure procedure. We are taking the Kinlan 4. We'll go ahead and pop that up for you. We're going to be departing on a heading of 184 off of 18 left. We need to be above 14,000 or 1,400, a little ways out from the airport. And then we can we're going to go direct to Camham, Eagle, Hunru, and then to Kinlan, and then the Lexington VOR thereafter. So nice, just straight out departure, no top altitudes. I'm going to go ahead and review the second page as well. So departure off of 18 left, we can climb on a heading of 184. So I'm also going to go ahead and set in heading 184 there to intercept the course 168 degrees to Camham, and then just follow the departure thereafter. Very good. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we have finished up boarding now. I'm going to go ahead and close up all of the doors. Actually, I'm going to start the APU before that. So APU seatbelt sign is going on. Have all the passengers sit down back there. Here come all the doors. Flight attendants just closing them up. Ground crew also closing theirs up.
Okay, let's do the before start checklist.
Windows and doors.
Closed and locked.
APU.
APU on.
APU bleed.
On.
External power.
Gonna wait for the APU to come online, and then we will disconnect the external power.
Disconnected and off.
Cabin signs.
On.
Thrust levers.
Idle.
Parking brake.
On.
Barrel reference.
I'm gonna go ahead and put this in. Should have done this earlier, but altimeter right now is 3012.
Set. 3012.
3012. Check. Beacon lights.
Set on.
And beacon on.
Checklist complete.
And we're gonna go ahead and prepare for pushback and departure. So request ground to push us back here. We want to be tail right out of here today. Alright, here we go. Jump outside, you can see the pushback tug coming up to the aircraft, and he's going to be connecting. And we'll be underway shortly to Orlando.
Flight deck, this is ground crew. Stand by for pushback.
I'm going to go ahead and make my announcement to the passengers. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the captain speaking from the flight deck.
Locking gear
Just
down.
getting ready for pushback here. We're going to be taxiing out to runway 18 left today. So a straight southbound departure, getting us down to Orlando just a few minutes earlier. Current Orlando weather, we have a light wind
Captain, ground crew
out
here.
of the east.
Departure check is complete.
Minimal
Gears
visibility,
disconnected.
few
Engine
clouds,
mode
and
is
temperature is 81 degrees Fahrenheit. I say please sit back, relax, and enjoy the flight down to Orlando today. And thank you for choosing Allegiant. I'll give you some more updates once we get airborne.
Release parking brakes.
Alright. Now that that's done, we can go ahead and push back.
Parking brakes released.
Okay, here we go. We are clear behind the aircraft and safe to start engines at your discretion.
Alright, we are clear to start the engine, so we're going to go ahead and start
Starting
number
engine
2.
2.
You can see number 2 is already coming up. Alright, we're going to monitor the engine displays from the flight deck just to ensure that we don't have any abnormal readings. Okay, so we are, looks like we're pushing back from Concourse A, I believe. Yeah, we are on the
Engine 2
northmost
is
side.
stabilized.
On the northeastmost side of Concourse A.
Starting number 1.
We go ahead and make sure we're squawk mode Charlie, just in case ATC does come online. And we'll watch number 1 roll up. Mission A down there. And there we go. Ignition is off. So we're going to be lined up
Engine 1 stabilized.
perfectly with the taxiway here. We can go ahead and set flaps 1 for departure, arm the speed brake, turn ignition to normal, set the APU to
Set parking
off,
brakes, please.
and as soon as ground crew
Parking
pulls
brakes
away, I'll
are set.
turn the landing lights on, or taxi lights on. So we're gonna wait for them to finish up. Looks like we are on Sierra 8. We'll just take Sierra 8 out, and we can do an intersection departure from Sierra 8. Sierra 8 goes into Tango 8 up there, but intersection departure from Tango 8. And we do have enough runway. We're fairly light today, and V speeds are pretty low, so we have 10,000 feet to work with, so we should make
No
this
vehicle
happen.
disconnected. Bypass pin removed. Nose wheel steering is yours, Captain.
Alright, so I'm going to wait for the tug
The
to
after
roll
start
over here,
checklist, please.
and I'll turn the taxi lights on.
Engine mode selector.
Check normal.
APU bleed.
Off.
APU master.
Off.
Ground spoilers.
Checked and armed.
Rudder trim.
Checked 0.
Pitch trim.
Checked.
Flight controls.
And Captain.
Alright,
is
full
clear.
left.
left.
Right is clear. You are all
Full
clear
right.
behind the aircraft.
Neutral. Pull up. Pull down. Neutral. Rudder. Full left. Full right. Neutral.
Check. Flaps.
Flaps 1.
Anti-eyes.
Off.
ECAM status.
Checked.
ECAM door page.
Checked.
Hand signal.
Received.
Checklist complete.
Alright, now that we have that checklist done, we can go ahead and start taxiing. I'll set these auto brakes to max and do the takeoff config. We have a takeoff config normal, so we are good for takeoff. Flight attendant cease for departure, please.
And the taxiing checklist.
Nose light.
Taxi.
Brake check.
Pedal pressed. Checked 0.
Check. Auto brakes.
Max.
Takeoff data.
Reviewed.
FCU.
Checked.
Flight instruments.
Checked.
Checked. TO config.
Checked. And no blue.
Checklist complete.
Alright, I'm gonna also go ahead and run the before takeoff checklist because we're out
Flight
of the runway
attendant,
already.
seats for takeoff, please. Before takeoff checklist, please.
Brake temperature,
Checked.
brake fans,
Off.
engine mode selector,
Check normal.
TCAS,
TARA, tilt above.
exterior lights,
On.
sliding tables,
Stowed.
stowed. Checklist complete.
Alright, here we go. I'm gonna go ahead and run the clock. I can get lined up here, and we're gonna be doing a flex departure today.
Takeoff. Man flex, SRS, and runway.
Check. Power set.
There's 80 knots.
100 knots.
Checked.
V1. Rotate.
And here we go.
Positive climb.
Gear up.
Gear up.
So we're gonna go over to the intercept over here so we can get on course, following the flight director out.
Gear is up. Lights off.
Alright, making a left-hand turn now to go direct to Camum. I'm gonna go ahead and turn autopilot 1
Autopilot
on,
is going on.
and we are in, I believe it's selected heading mode, nav mode. And here
Left
come
0.
the flaps. We go ahead and turn the runway turn-off lights and taxi light on. And set climb thrust.
And the after takeoff checklist, please.
Engine mode selector.
Check normal.
Spoilers.
Disarm the spoilers.
Flaps.
Check retracted.
Landing gear.
Gear up. Lights off.
Exterior lights.
Checked.
Packs.
Both on.
Anti-ice.
Off.
TCAS.
Checked.
Altimeter.
Barrel reference set. And cross check. 3012.
3012. Checked. Checklist complete.
Alright, so we're climbing through 5,000 now on the departure, heading direct to Ziegel. I'll go ahead and stop it here and meet you guys at top of descent so we can descend into the Orlando area. It's going to be a beautiful day, beautiful flight down to Orlando. Though we're flying through some clouds now, we should get out of these here shortly. So I'll see you guys at top of descent. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you enjoyed the cruise down here to Orlando today. We are currently passing through 14,200 on the descent into the Orlando area. Orlando wind is relatively the same. It's now 110 at 15, so now a bit going a bit more northerly. But so we are descending into the Orlando area. As I said previously, very nice day down here in Orlando. Current Orlando weather is wind 110 at 15, 10-mile visibility, clear skies, so it's cloudy over here. It may be clear around the airport. We'll see how that actually turns out. So clear skies, temperature is 79 degrees Fahrenheit, 26 degrees Celsius. So very nice day, and altimeter is 3012. So we are about 30 nautical miles out. Let's see. Progress, maybe. We're trying to see how far out from the airport we are. Go ahead and set this up, so altimeter is 3012. Give him some minor to light to moderate turbulence on the way in today. Alright, there we go. So our approach speed is going to be 134 knots. So a lot slower compared to what I'm used to. I'm used to the Boeing now being pretty high in the 150s. So let me go ahead and throw some speed brake out so we can get slowed down here. Beautiful airplane. I like the new livery a lot. It looks really nice. We will be landing shortly. I'll go ahead and make the call to the flight attendants after I turn the landing lights on, the wing lights on. So I'm gonna simulate clicking the PA button down here.
Passing 10,000 feet.
Lights
No,
on.
after this.
On.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, this is your captain speaking from the flight deck. Currently on the descent into the Orlando area, passing through 9,500 right now. We'll be landing here in about 10 minutes, so I ask that you just sit back, relax, enjoy the rest of the flight, and we'll have you over to a gate, still waiting from confirmation from our company. But once we do know which gate we're going to be parking at, I'll let the flight attendants know, and they'll let you know. Current Orlando weather is very nice. We have a nice wind out of the east, 10-mile visibility, clear skies, and 79 degrees Fahrenheit, 26 degrees Celsius. So again, we'll have you on the ground shortly. I ask that you sit back, relax, enjoy the rest of the flight, and we hope to see you again here real soon on Allegiant. Thank you. Okay. So we have all of our announcements completed, actually. Flight attendants, prepare cabin for arrival. There we go. So the flight attendants will be getting ready for the arrival. I'm actually going to go ahead and search up a gate, an Allegiant gate, so we know where we're going to park once we get on the ground. And once I finish that, we will review the ILS chart. I'm looking on FlightAware here. I'm not seeing anything, so we'll just taxi into some random gate. But I would like to review the ILS chart at this time. We'll go ahead and pop that up for you. We are going to be taking the ILS for runway 9 or left. Looks like a pretty standard chart. Minimums, looks like 255 feet. So I'll go ahead and set that in. If I can remember how to do this. Here we go. So minimums, radio altimeter, or radio altitude of 255 feet. Since we are going to be taking the full-on ILS. We're going to verify our nav frequencies. So we have ILS frequency of 108.9 and 095, exactly what the chart shows. And not that many airplanes in the area. So. A very beautiful night as we come in here. Nice light headwind, partly cloudy skies.
Approach checklist.
Always love flying into Orlando.
ECAM status.
Checked.
Sliding tables.
Stowed.
Stowed. Cabin signs.
Checked.
Nav accuracy.
Checked.
Barrel reference.
Checked. 3012.
There's 5,000.
3012. Checked. Checklist complete.
Alrighty. So we'll be coming in. UGMA
Flight attendants.
looks like it's right on, actually right past the glide slope, but on the localizer. Once we get to Olnath, we will be established on both the localizer and glide slope. We're going to be making a slight left turn. We're in about 6.5 nautical miles. See if we can see the airport out there. That might be it out there. But, we'll verify once we get a bit closer. One thing that I do like about the Airbus is that it does climb and descend much faster, at a much quicker vertical speed than the Boeing does. I do like that. Let's jump outside real fast and just look around the airplane, or aircraft, as we descend into the Orlando area. And for those of you that are wondering how I'm controlling this, I'm actually using an Xbox One controller plugged into my computer here. I have it set up with the default Prepar3D case plane, or not case plane, that's Hi-Fi Studios. I'm using cinematographer mode, that's what it's called. It allows you to go around the airplane like this, getting some nice shots. Very beautiful approach to the Orlando area. Let's go ahead and jump back in the flight deck.
Flaps 1.
Speed check. Flaps 1.
Here come the flaps. I'm actually...
Glide slope alive.
There we go. Turning on the
Localizer
localizer,
captured.
and then we can turn approach mode on. We're closing in on the airport. I'll drop the gear down once I lower flaps 2. I'll go ahead and do that now.
Speed check. Flaps 2. Gear
And lower the
down.
landing gear. Set the auto brakes to low. I'm going to verify the runway length. Just one moment. And runway length is 11,000. So just auto brake low tonight. Go ahead and lower the
Speed
flaps
check.
all the way.
Flaps full.
And there we go. We'll run the landing checklist here momentarily.
2,500.
Go around altitude, looks like it's going to be 2,000 tonight, so we'll, actually it's already set up. So we'll continue to fly the airplane down. I believe the last time I did this flight was back during the summer, but for whatever reason I decided to land on Niner Right, and that has a runway length of 6,647 feet and is only 75 feet wide. That was a very interesting landing that night.
Landing checklist, please.
Landing gear.
Down and lock. 3 green.
Ground spoilers.
And arm
Set.
spoilers.
Auto brakes.
Low.
Exterior lights.
Set.
The
Go
exterior
around
lights.
altitude.
Checked.
Landing memo.
Checked. And no blue.
Checklist complete.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and take it off autopilot.
Auto flight off.
Fly it in manually. Also go ahead and take the auto throttle out. We're about 1,400 feet right now above ground level. A little less than 5 miles out. Actually about 4 miles out. Coming in a little bit left of the center line, a little bit left of the localizer. I'm going to correct that
1,000.
now. Looking good on the glide slope, just a bit below. I'm actually trying to find
Speed.
terminal map right now, figure out where we're going to be parking at. Ah, there's the sunlight on the airfield. Coming in just a bit high and a bit fast. Drop the throttle all the way down.
$500.
Speed.
Don't want to
Speed.
drop too fast.
Speed.
Now we're a little too low and a little
Speed.
too slow.
100 above.
Again, I don't remember the last time I've flown an Airbus in the sim.
300.
It's been a few months, so see how this turns out.
Minimum
Landing.
Continue.
200.
Flight slow. Flight slow.
100.
Flight slow.
70.
Flight slow.
60. 50.
Flight slow.
40. 30.
Flight slow.
20. Retard. 10. 5.
Oh,
Ground
nice.
spoilers. Reverse green.
I cut the throttles there and the airplane just fell, or aircraft. I want to start saying aircraft more. I used to say aircraft all the time and just started saying airplane. So the aircraft dropped out of the sky back there.
70
When I-
knots.
Cut the throttles.
Manual brakes.
Auto brakes off.
Alright, so we're going to be rolling out here to what appears to be Romeo. And we'll be taxiing down in the opposite direction from which we landed. Go ahead and raise the flaps, disarm the speed brake. Landing lights off, runway turn-off lights can keep on. Taxi lights, start the APU.
And the after landing checklist, please.
Exterior lights.
Checked.
Ground spoilers.
Check
Alright, welcome
retracted.
to
Engine
Orlando.
mode selector.
Check normal.
Flaps.
Check retracted.
TCAS.
And set TCAS off.
Set off.
Brake temperature.
Checked.
APU.
On.
Checklist complete.
Let's taxi into gate 3 today. How does that sound? And we'll be serviced by Allegiant. Always have to have that nice lag from GSX. And I see our parking position over there. So we're just gonna have a nice taxi in, and then we'll be done. There's the sunlight. Very nice airport scenery we have here. Default with the Rex software. Rex Worldwide Airports Extreme or something. Start slowing it down just a bit for the turn. And continue across. What is this? Niner Center. Should try landing an Airbus on this runway next time. See how that turns out. Not even sure the aircraft can fit on the runway. Yeah, it could. Be a very tight fit, but it is possible nonetheless. Alright, here's our gate over here. Looks like we're going to be, the rear cargo door will be we'll have some shipping containers coming out. I'd really like to overshoot this aircraft. I'll try to work on that, saying aircraft. Just like it better. Yeah, taxiing this plane from not having taxied it for a while is quite difficult. I guess you just have to stay right on the taxi line as you taxi. You don't have to overshoot. I also have the, yeah, look at that. It's way overshooting. I also have the PMDG 777. I got that the day I got P3D. I love the 777. You have to overshoot that one like crazy when you're taxiing. If I've been flying that one around recently. Yeah, coming in a bit left of where we need to be. Start slowing it down just a bit. Wants us to go left and straight. Alright, and stop. There we go. So we can go ahead and cut the engines. There we go. Turn the seatbelt sign off.
That was a nice flight.
Request
So
for
let's do the
deboarding.
parking checklist, and then we're done for the day.
Parking brake and chocks.
And set the
And the chocks are
and
set.
get some external power. Beacon and wing light can go off. Here comes the jetway.
Parking brakes released.
Engine master.
Both off.
Seatbelt signs.
And
Off.
pop open the
Beacon
doors.
lights.
Off.
We're gonna
Exterior lights.
finish running
Checked.
these checklists.
Anti-eyes.
Off.
Fuel pumps.
Off.
Checklist complete.
Alright, so there's the end of that checklist, end of that flight. It was a nice and fun flight requested from a viewer that watched my previous Orlando airport, or previous Allegiant airport, or Allegiant airline flight. So we'll come down here, take a look at the ground crew, see what they're up to. Looks like we actually have some Lufthansa cargo containers coming off. Guess they had an emergency landing in Cincinnati or something and wanted them to be brought down here to an airport they don't fly at. I don't believe they fly into Cincinnati either. But that was the flight today. Nice, fun flight again. I don't think I'm going to do the Airbus for a while. I'm going to try to fly the 737, 777, 717. Maybe try to do some VFR stuff and some Cessna 172s. Throwing the Airbus out there every once in a while, but I just don't find it as realistic as the PMDG aircraft. Yeah, that'll do it for today, guys. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys here in another video very shortly. Thank you.
Ground, American 61 Heavy, checkpoint 1, taxi to Romeo 1.
American 61 Heavy, the ground taxi, Delta, Romeo 1.
Delta, Romeo 1, American 61 Heavy.
Rise, 472, checkpoint 1. Resident Airport 72, the ground runway 24.